How frustrating is driving around a full car park, searching for a space which you're not even sure exists? What about when you're late for work, class, or a meeting, and you think you've struck gold, which is usually only a free parking space, only to see a Suzuki Swift, Toyota Yaris, or any other small car already occupying what appeared to be a vacant spot? Or even worse, a motorbike has taken up every little bit of 1/5 of the free space. Well, S-Oil has provided an innovative concept that has helped thousands of Koreans save hundreds of dollars and the planet by eliminating time and petrol wasted in searching for a vacant parking space. And you'll never guess how they did it.
South Korea, a country devoid of oil. Seoul, a city where 1/4 of Koreans live, with one of the world's highest gasoline consumption. The situation is getting worse. Car usage is increasing. Petroleum costs are rising. Parking spaces are scarce. People are stressed out.
By assessing these factors, S-Oil were able to identify a public need to save time and money, and did whatever they could to satisfy those needs. One of the key benefits of this innovative marketing campaign titled Here is the fact that it is simple, low cost, and fulfills its primary function extremely effectively. By using bright yellow helium-inflated balloons tied to every parking space in a parking lot, S-Oil were able to communicate with their target market, which is basically anyone who drives a car, and help them to eliminate the time wasted searching for a park, whilst protecting the environment at the same time. Now, at the time a car parks in a vacant spot, the car forces the balloon's tether to lower, and therefore not visible to other cars. Once a vehicle exits the space, however, the balloon's tether is freed, and the balloon labelled Here rises to the air and becomes visible once again. Now, the balloon can obviously be spotted from larger distances and allows drivers the ability to find a free parking space efficiently and effectively.
Thus begins the Here campaign. It has set up a Here balloon for each parking space. As a car parks in it, the balloon falls. When the car exits, the balloon rises. Cars can spot these balloons from afar. They can spot open parking spaces without wandering. Finding quick parking means saving oil.
Now, from a marketing perspective, a new product or an innovation is anything that customers perceive as being new and different. Now, I'm not sure about you, but I've never seen a petroleum company like S-Oil implement a method in which they assist people in helping them use less of their product, which in this case, of course, is petrol. But it is this very example that epitomises the concept of innovative marketing. Now, after watching the advertisement, a response is provoked in almost all viewers, who are forced to stop and think, wow, how could something so simple be so effective? But how is something considered effective? Now, today I'm catching up with Dr. Brett Letcher, Professor of Marketing at Harvard University, to discuss S-Oil's marketing campaign and the innovative techniques they use to great effect. Let's see what he has to say. Professor?
Hey, how are you?
Good, thanks.
Thanks for having me on the show.
No worries at all.
Just excited to talk about S-Oil's campaign and how it's innovative.
Awesome, let's get into it.
And looking at the highlight from the perspective of S-Oil, they had a clear organisational objective: to save time, to save money, and to save oil. Where innovation plays a role is how this goal is achieved. S-Oil conducted an effective, creative strategy that clearly communicated to its target market what the company represents through an attention-grabbing and memorable method. Additionally, S-Oil successfully implemented an effective brand image strategy that differentiated the company from its competitors. As well as physically, the company created a psychological impact on the target market through a message strategy that showed that they were the company that really cared about its customers and cared about saving them time, money, and most importantly, their environment. By doing this, S-Oil were able to develop an innovative marketing strategy that is simple and best of all, low cost. By using raw materials consisting of balloons, some string, and a simple weight to hold each balloon down. Another benefit of the idea's simplicity is the highly versatile nature of the concept. Given the low cost involved and easy setup, there is no reason why other countries couldn't get involved and create a global mission to use less oil through the yellow balloons and string. And given the result from one parking lot in Seoul, it would seem crazy for them at least not to give it a try. In just one day, 700 cars used 23 litres less oil collectively. Over a whole year, that obviously saved significantly more. As well as this, in terms of the promotion mix, S-Oil had developed a successful advertising campaign, combined with a public relations strategy where they were able to directly engage with the public and made them aware that S-Oil is the company that truly cares about saving oil and the environment.
Nice.
The idea inspires people to change the way they live for the better. By using less gas, people are working together to contribute to the goal attainment of S-Oil, which is to protect the environment and ultimately save the consumer money in the process. Visually, the campaign appeals to everyone. Drivers are able to spot distant parking spots easily, and young children will obviously be engaged in the process by looking for a big yellow balloon floating in the sky, something that they don't get to see every day, well, until now that is. Advertising exposure is another effective result of this cleverly designed marketing idea. In just one day, in one small area, 700 Koreans recognized that S-Oil were the company behind the yellow balloons that helped them to find a park quicker, easier, and more economical. Another benefit of the marketing concept is its geographic flexibility. With a strategy taking place outdoors, the company's message could be conveyed to a wide range of people in different areas, thus increasing its demographic flexibility as well. If this idea was to be expanded and implemented in other parts of Korea, or even in other countries, advertising, reach, and exposure levels would obviously be greatly increased. The marketing campaign devised by S-Oil is so effective in several different ways, but most of all, it's memorable. People remember how helpful the idea of using balloons floating in the sky is to finding parking in a busy parking lot. They remember how much time is saved. They remember how much less oil is used. And they remember all these benefits also contribute to protecting the environment. Where effectiveness really comes to the forefront, however, is the fact that people remember the company behind all of this. They know that as soon as they see a yellow balloon, S-Oil is in the front and centre. In another marketing masterstroke that again displays the effectiveness of an innovative marketing strategy is that the fact that S-Oil used the yellow balloons on their petrol stations all around Korea. As a result, people were automatically able to connect the dots and associate the yellow balloons with S-Oil. Every time people saw yellow balloons, they also saw S-Oil. The effectiveness of the HERE campaign is unquestioned. It's low cost, it's simple to set up, it's inspiring, direct public interaction, it's appealing to people of all ages, it has the ability to be executed on a global scale, but most of all, it saves people time, effort, money, and the environment. Who would have thought doing something so different could be so simple? Who would have thought that such a simple idea could be so innovative? S-Oil thought of these things and more. They identified an issue and instead of coming up with a high-tech solution that would have cost them millions, settled on an alternative that was easy to execute and served its purpose perfectly, protecting the environment and saving people time and money.
Well, thanks for coming in, Professor. I really appreciate it, and I know I took a lot out of what you had to say today. But just to recap, so in one day, in just one car park in Korea, 700 cars used 23 litres less oil collectively. Now, you don't have to be Einstein to work out that long term, these savings would obviously be much, much more.
Yeah.
And I guess with so many environmental factors continuing to negatively affect the earth in which we live, this concept by S-Oil, although it's only small, can go a long way to reducing gas emissions and creating a much more sustainable global environment.
Yeah.
Now, and just like any idea, there's always potential flaws and limitations, but on the whole, the strategy is effective in achieving its goal and has the ability to be implemented all over the world. Because, let's face it, I'm sure you get frustrated. We all get frustrated looking for parking spaces.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, who doesn't want to save petrol and the environment?